Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. You guys, we're getting right down to it today. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a no-nonsense graphic liner tutorial. I have made a lot of graphic liner tutorials in the past on my channel, and occasionally I get comments saying that I talk too much before doing the tutorial. Me? Talking too much? Unheard of. But yeah, so today I wanted to make a brief tutorial that just gets right to the point. I'm gonna show you how to do this graphic liner look. This is one of my favorite simple liner looks that I think is super impactful and really just makes you feel so powerful, and it's honestly very easy, so let's just get right into the tutorial. If you're not looking for a brief, super to the point tutorial, I'm gonna link all of my other tutorials down below where I just jammer on and on about all the details that I think you should do before you do your liner, but today I'm just jumping right in. So I just went ahead and dipped my Glisten Cosmetics number 4 brush here into my water activated liner, which is also from Glisten Cosmetics. Water activated liner is my favorite way to do graphic liner, but I do have videos on how to do graphic liner with eyeshadow and cream gel liner, so feel free to check those out. So now that my brush is fully saturated with product, but not so saturated that product is dripping off, I'm going to go right into the eye look, and let's zoom you in even further. So I showed you the picture of the look I'm gonna do today. It's gonna vary on eye shape to eye shape. I have hooded, somewhat deep set eyes, so I'm just gonna start a little bit past my tear duct here because we're gonna bring it back up to sort of extend that graphic look here. So starting at the tear duct, going a little bit further and then a little bit over, and I am going to bring that line around, going over the crease and flicking it out. I like to start with this line and then I'm gonna go back in and connect it from the outer lash line here because I find it easier to do that way, but if you prefer, you can do this line first and then connect it to that line. So now I'm gonna go dip back into my water again just because it does dry out after not too long. And like I said, we're gonna come to the outer corner of my eye here and we are just going to connect those two lines. And there you go. I'm gonna do a little bit of back and forth here. You can see I connected them, but it's not like super clean. So I'm just gonna go do a little bit of tidying up here. So, you know, rather than just completely going over that line, I just kind of go over the ends a little bit, trying to make them look as crisp as possible. The thinner your brush is, the easier it's gonna be to do this part because you can get really nice, crisp, precise lines. You can also use a nail art brush if you don't wanna use a graphic liner brush. I'll link a bunch of my favorite brushes down below for you. All right, now that I'm feeling good about those lines being nice and clean and connected, I'm gonna go onto my lash line here. And this is just your basic wing. You know, you wanna get as close to the lash line as you possibly can and connect it to this end here. Now, since I have hooded eyes, the way I like to connect this outer corner is again to just keep my eyes open like this and to make sure I'm going under my fold rather than over it. And by the fold, I mean that spot here. Can you see where that line on my eye meets the wing here? I want to make sure I'm going under that rather than trying to like go over and around it, because then when I open my eyes, it's just gonna disappear. You can even go through the fold if you want. Honestly, you just gotta make sure you keep checking in with yourself to make sure you're gonna be able to still see that line when your eyes are open. All right, so now we've arrived at what I think is the hardest part, but is still not that hard. You just wanna be careful not to poke yourself in the eye more than anything. We are going to connect this part of the liner to this part. You can take that same brush or a smaller brush if you have it. Sometimes a smaller can be easier, but I really like this Glisten brush and I find it's nice and precise, and just go for it. Don't be afraid to start with a light line just to outline your shape because you can always go back in and thicken it up afterwards. It's a lot easier to add product than to take it away. All right, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. You can see it looks a little disconnected though. So now I'm going to look straight ahead again and go back into my lash line liner here and just try to make it look more connected. See, I'm really leaning my hand on my face hard here. A lot of people ask me how I get such precise lines, how I keep my hands from shaking, and that is the biggest tip I can give you, is to just rest your palm here while you're working. Gives you a lot more stability. All right, I'm feeling really great about the shape I have going here. I think it looks so crisp and clean. You know, it's basic, but it's not very complicated. Of course, in the picture I showed you, I did have 2 colors, so I'm gonna go in with a second color, but just know that you could stop here and you're still gonna turn a whole heck of a lot of heads. So this is your option number 1 here. But like I said, I'm gonna go in with another color. So I'm gonna go in with my Glisten Split Liner in the shade Slushy, my nice blue option here. Now I'm gonna be going over the initial layer of liner that I did. Like I'm gonna be going in the middle portion here. You could go around if you want to. I just find that I always get much more precise lines when I fill in on the inside rather than the outside. So like I just said, we're gonna go in delicately here. Remember, again, I know I said it already, but you can always add product, but it's a lot harder to take it away. Ooh, you can even just do a pop of color. Oh, that looks really cool, actually. I like that a lot. One thing you do just want to be careful of when you're doing this inner portion outline, it feels weird to say outline because it's like within the lines, but you know what I mean. But when you're doing this second layer here, you just want to be careful not to go over the black at all, because even though it's dry, these liners are water activated. So if you get them wet again, the colors are going to mix together. So you're going to get like a black and blue mixture. All right, loving the way this eye is looking. Let me do the other eye real quick and add lashes. All right, here is my finished look. I feel like once you put the lashes on, it really ties everything together. Now, are my sides completely even? No, but that's if you're looking at me up close. If you're looking at me back here, I just look like a cool girl wearing graphic liner, you know? And I am a cool girl wearing graphic liners, so it all adds up. But I'll zoom you back in again. The advice I typically give people when they ask, how do you get your graphic liner to be even? One, I say, I don't typically. I'm trying my best every time, but I don't always. But the best way to get them to be even is to go back and forth between steps. I did all of the steps at once just as not to confuse you and to keep the video more concise. But if I were just doing this for myself, getting ready, then I would do that line first, then do the line on this eye so I could look at them next to each other. And that way, if I made a mistake, I don't have to completely start over. I could just take a wet Q-tip and wipe off the line and try again. And then I would go in with my connecting line, and then I would go in with my lash line and do back and forth until the look was done. And that's the best way to get it to look even, but I feel like I did a pretty good job. But I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Let me know if you like this format where I'm just, you know, quick and easy, getting to the point, giving you the brass tacks here. Let me know if you have any questions, anything I can clarify for you. Like I said, I'll link a bunch of my much more detailed graphic liner tutorials down below. I have beginner-friendly graphic liner using eyeshadow, graphic liner using cream gel liner. I even have a Q&A video answering your graphic liner questions. So I got a lot of graphic liner content on this channel. I would love to have you subscribe so I can share some more with you. And if you have any graphic liner tutorial requests from me, if there's a look you've seen on my Instagram that you like, you want me to do a tutorial on, let me know. I'm happy to do whatever you want. So please do let me know in the comments down below. Check out my description box for all of the products I used on my face today. Like I said, I'll also link some brushes down there as well. And also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please check out those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!